Teachers and users of the CBC app, hi, my name is Mike Kikwarir. I'm making this video, very short video, to show you the changes to the CBC app that have come as a result of all the changes to the curriculum design that were made by KICD. Specifically, the changes that were made on the 12th of February, which affected everything from PP1 all the way to grade 9. So this presentation simply walks you through the changes in the curriculum design and then the changes in the CBC app as a result of that. So we have about 6 changes to the curriculum designs, and now to quickly walk you through those 6 changes. Now, the first change is we have new learning areas. And by new learning areas, we mean the ones that were created by combining one or more learning areas. These were the new rationalized ones. This should be clear and obvious to you by now. You can see what's there in lower primary, in upper primary, all the way to junior school. Okay. The next change is changes to the existing structure. These are the changes to the structure of the existing learning areas. So by this, I mean some of the learning areas had some of their strands reduced, some strands increased, changes in the substrands here and there, and it affected many learning areas. Like, for example, in preschool, PP1, PP2, languages was changed. And if I can quickly show you, here is languages. Specifically, let's go to the outline. Yeah, if you see language activities in PP2 now has several strands, all the way to 9 strands, and before it was only 4 strands. So it's just a reorganization for it to be based on themes. So that's an example of the changes that were made to the curriculum designs. Okay. Change number 3 is the reduced number of assessment rubrics. There has been a drastic reduction in the number of assessment rubrics in the various learning areas. And whereas it may be difficult to show you specifically, I can quickly show you some statistics. Like if you look at these percentages here that I'm sharing, if you look at grade 7, the number of assessment activities, this column, this row I'm highlighting, we had 1,023 assessments before, and now there are about 566 in total, okay, that a learner can do. This is about a 45% reduction. So this really is a big issue. There is a significant reduction in the number of assessment rubrics across the board, and you can see it in all the various learning areas. That's a big change. Change number 4 is generalized assessment rubrics. By this we mean, instead of having very specific assessment rubrics for every substrand, the curriculum designs in some cases just used generalized ones and expects you, the teacher, to be able to apply them to the specific learning outcomes in each and every substrand. And I'll show you an example here using agriculture and nutrition, for example. You can see here, let me zoom in a bit. You see here, ability to conserve resources. That's an indicator. And you can see that it applies to soil control, controlling water, seed beds, physical deterrents, etc. It's a generalized rubric that applies to several activities at once. And yet, when you look at the curriculum designs, these are distinct learning outcomes. So that's what I mean by generalized rubrics, which are now common. Okay, and I'll show you what we've done as a CBC app to make it more usable for you as a teacher. Okay, so the other change number 5, is one assessment rubric for several learning outcomes. This is very common in the creative arts, especially. And this can be a big problem, but let me quickly show you what I mean by that. Here's an example in grade 7 of one assessment rubric, like ability to create items in creative arts and sports. And you can see compose rhythms, cover javelin, compose melody, weave a handball net, draw a recorder, paint a landscape, etc. See, these are a total of about 11 items, which they are all assessed differently and they are so distinct in nature. Okay, so this is what we mean by one assessment rubric for several learning outcomes. This is one of the changes in the curriculum designs, which once again, we as a CBC App team, we've tried to make it easy for you to use such a huge assessment rubric. Okay, and finally, the 6th change is community and service learning projects. If you take a look at what is there right now, the CSL projects are well defined now. And the key thing is that they shall now be coordinated from one specific learning area. In preschool, it will be inside environmental activities. In lower primary, it will be also in environmental activities. And in upper and junior school, they'll be in social studies. So that's how the CSL projects will be coordinated. So what have we done in the CBC app in line with these changes? Change number 1, all the way to change number 4. Just very few changes for you to see. The first one is we've changed the content structure in line with the 2024 curriculum designs. So if you look at the strands, the substrands, and the entire structure, it's now firmly in line with the 2024 curriculum designs. If you're referring to the old curriculum designs, you might notice in some cases that it might not fully align. So please be aware that now the structure is in line with the 2024 curriculum designs. The second change is we have used a combination of the 2017 to 2023 curriculum design rubrics alongside the 2024 rubrics. And let me show you quickly what I mean here. I'll go to an example of a class here, say grade 5, and say, let's say agriculture and nutrition. So inside agriculture and nutrition, for example, I'm in the substrand 1.3, conserving wild animals. And what we did, if you can see, we have labels here for KICD 2017 to 2023 and KICD 2024. This is what we mean by we've combined the two. So we basically introduced the rubrics from before and the current rubrics side by side to make it easier for you to choose what is best. So we noticed that because you saw there's a big reduction in the number of assessment rubrics, in some cases it's insufficient in some substrands. So this making available the KICD 2017 to 2023 and KICD 2024 together within a substrand makes it easy for you as a teacher to just choose what's suitable. And remember, this is okay because it is firmly in line with the learning outcomes, which is really the essence of the curriculum designs. If what we made available from 2017 matches with what is required in the specific learning outcomes. Change number 3 to the CBC app is the expansion of assessment rubrics for better usability. Remember, I told you about the assessment rubrics that are maybe generalized or having one assessment rubric for several learning areas. So we tried to break it down for you, okay, so that it is easier for you to utilize such an assessment rubric. That's what we mean by expansion. You can get into the app and really see what I mean by that. Okay, and finally, change number 4. When it comes to CSL projects, we now have projects inside the CBC app within the respective substrands, and I can show you an example. Here, where this is grade 5, so the project will be inside social studies. And if I open social studies, if I scroll down to the bottom here, you can see community and service learning project. And when you click on this, there is an option for you to create your own rubric that matches the design of the activity that the school wants to do that year. So having the CSL projects there within the app for you to choose from now makes it possible for you to assess the projects, upload assessment evidence, upload the assessment tool, and basically now be able to do projects. So those are the changes to the CBC app in line with the changes to the curriculum designs. I hope that they're going to be more usable for you and that it will make your life easier. We do apologize for the loss of the previous assessments you've made, but we've taken the trouble to make them available for you as form of a downloadable archive so that you can still refer back to them, but then assess in line with the structure, in line with the new structure. So thank you very much and all the best.